so for number 3, we have k of x is x over 2 minus 5, and we want to find the value of x if k of x is 30. So how do we set this one up?
X over 2 minus 5 equals 30.
Good. So we're going to take this k of x and put x minus 2 over 5, or x over 2 minus 5 in its place, and set that equal to 30. Questions on that? Because that's the hardest part, making sure you set it up right. So again, the number's not inside here. That's an x. This is equal to 30. So this is our y value here. So this whole thing here is equal to 30. So what would we do to solve that? A hand, please. I'm going to call on somebody. I want to hear from. Love your participation. Thank you. You have participated. Let's see. Ron, what would we do? Do you know?
I would do, like, since it's x over 2, like 70 over 2, because 70.
So let's do it algebraically.
Subtract.
So we want to get rid of this minus 5 by adding 5 to both sides first. So we get x over 2 equals 35, and then what would we do next to solve that? Multiply both sides by 2. So this is division, so we're going to undo this division with multiplication. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So this 2 is like a 2 over 1. Those 2's cancel, and we get x is 70. I'll take that. Thank you. Okay, last one, number 4. We are finding k of 14. So what do we do? Emily O, what would we do on this one? That's right. So we're going to take that 14 and put it in place of our x in this equation here. So 14 over 2 and then minus 5. So 7 minus 5 or 2. Okay, go ahead and do the U-try. There's 2 of them on the U-try.
The one that's below that one.
Yes. I did not have enough room up here, so I did it on the side.
Oh.
Sure. Somebody else asked me to use the restroom first.
Is it the first thing that I'm exactly in your order?
Somebody check my mental math there on that. Is that correct? Maybe 108. Yeah. Okay. Questions on either one of those? Yeah, sure. Okay, so on this number 6, we do not have a number inside here. So what we want to do is we want to set this equation, set it equal to the f of x. So substitute x over 6 minus 2 for that f of x, and then set that equal to 20, and then solve that equation to find out what x is. Okay, now we're going to do some graphs before we do it. So you guys are awesome. You're really polite when I'm explaining, so I really appreciate it. Anybody still looking at this up here? Okay, so f of x is the graph. We don't have an equation. So we're going to use a graph now to find these answers. We have f of -1 equals. So we're going to look at our graph. And this -1 stands for what? The x or the y? Okay. The x. So inside here, this means that x is equal to -1. So I go on my x-axis and I find -1. So there's -1, and it just so happens to be that point right there that is the graph. So that point has coordinates of, what are the coordinates of that point? -1. That's correct, -1, 0. And you don't have to put that, but what we want to know is with this f of -1 represents y, so our y value here at this point is 0. So our answer is 0. Does that make sense? Yes.
So, this is my one more.
So, number 8 asks, what is the value of x if f of x is -9? So f of x represents x or y? Y. So our y value is equal to -9. So we go onto our graph and we find -9 on the y-axis, and then we go to the graph where we have a point at -9, and that would be this point right here. So that point there is 2, -9. And so my x value is 2. So that one seems weird, but once you get it, usually it seems to be a little easier than the other one. But maybe not, I don't know. Whatever it is for you. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we want to find f of 3. So f of 3 has a 3 here. This 3 represents an x or a y? An x. So we have an x value of 3. So we're going to look on our graph for 3 on the x-axis, which is right here. We're going to go down to the graph, wherever we needed to go, up or down to the graph. And so we have this point here. Let me do a different color, see if I can do a different color on that. We are at right there. So that would have coordinates of 3, -8. So my value here is -8. F of 3 equals -8 because this is the y value, the f of 3. Questions on that? Yeah. Somebody else in the Okay, go ahead and do the U-try.
Like, most of them live in Lima and then
Oh yeah, my I have an uncle and aunt that lives there. But most of my family lives in Chicago.
my cousin was
Really?
Where's your mom?
No, awesome. I was just in Peru
I was in Peru too. I was in Peru
for a month.
I was there for a month and then
Oh, I was there in July. Where'd you go?
I stayed at my cousin's house.
You were just in Lima the whole time?
Yeah, but no, we went to do that. And I doesn't have
For some reason.
So you guys are just doing it for a month on the like you guys will only need do you go to the beach in the war?
So g of 2 is -2, and then the value of x, if g of x is -4, we go to, sorry, just a second. So we go to -4 on the y-axis, which is here, and then we match it to the point on the graph, which would be right here, and that has an x value of -2. So that point is -2, -4. Let me do a different color. It's not liking that. So my x value is -2. Questions on that? Can I get somebody to pass out the worksheet, please?
my mom, my mom's like that.
Function notation is a big part of the standards, though.
No, on the move.
So, like, the number that you are gonna look for x. So, you don't have to graph and right here. So, y0 is.
My dad, she wrote that this spring.
Oh, what do you say?
That's about it. With a -9. But there's just a one.
We have to do all of them? Oh, wow. Like every single one?
Two, right. So that's how you do that.
Does your dad
Oh,
know you?
that's not.
Wait, what day did you come back?
Okay, so thank you so much, Joey.
Okay, let's go.
So
Okay, let's go after that.
I'm going to check number 4 before you go, so I want to make sure you're understanding it. And then there's a couple corrections on the answer keys. So on the paper, there are 2 14s. So what I'm going to have you do, that's on the back, I believe. Just cross out the first one, because there's not 2 different answers for 14. So just cross out the first one. That answer's not back there. And then 18 and 19 on the answer key are switched. This is what 18 should be, and this is what 19 should be for the answer. On the back, on the bottom. Make sense? Oh.
You don't know what that